The best time to upgrade your roof is when you're getting it replaced. In this video, we're going to go over 4 great options to consider for upgrades when you replace your roof and the cost for each one of them. Flashing. Flashing is the metal that's used between the shingles and a wall or a penetration that makes sure that the water sheds down the roof. One of the ways to upgrade your flashing is from, which we typically use aluminum, but upgrading it to maybe a 26 gauge pre-finished steel or upgrading it to copper. One of the reasons you might consider upgrading your flashing to copper is copper is going to last for our lifetimes. It's going to last for at least your next 3 or 4 roofs. So you won't ever have to worry about having a problem with your flashing deteriorating. Ice and water shield. Ice and water shield is a waterproof membrane that's self-adhering and also self-repairing. If it gets a nail driven through it, it's going to seal itself around the nail, and if that nail's removed, it's going to seal the hole up all by itself. So that's what ice and water shield is. We already install ice and water shields in valleys and around walls and skylights just as a standard procedure. Upgrading your ice and water shield would be running 2 rows of it along the bottom edge and up the side, so it provides you just a truly waterproof barrier to prevent ice dams that we're starting to see down in this part of the country. Ventilation. Attic ventilation is one of the key components to your home, and it's actually the life of your new roof system. You want to make sure that you've got adequate ventilation for your attic. Most homes that were built 20, 30 years ago were built to a different code than we have today. So now would be the time when you're replacing your roof to make sure that you've got adequate ventilation in your attic. I prefer an active ventilation system over a passive ventilation system. A passive ventilation system is, say, a ridge vent without any baffles or box vents. I prefer an active ventilation system which consists of either turbine vents, an electric or solar power vent, or a ridge vent that has a baffle in it. Now keep in mind, if you go from a passive ventilation system to an active ventilation system and you decide to use an electric power vent, then you will have to have an electrician to come in to wire those up so they'll run. Metal accents. Metal accents are like standing seam roofs on bay windows, front porches, maybe front dormers. It's just an aesthetic way to break up just your standard roofing and give it a little bit more curb appeal with something that is either contrasting or blending, and it just gives it that special look to draw someone's attention. To make sure your upgrades are installed properly, you're going to need to hire a good roofing contractor. To help with that, click on our link below to the video, How to Hire a Good Roofing Contractor. I'm Bill Ragan, and remember, if a customer of mine has a problem, then I have a problem.